I want to make sure we come back to menopause now. So at what age does that occur so people can be aware? And then hormones are going to change in a big way for women at that point. What does fasting look like during that phase of life?
Yeah. So that's also so needed, this conversation. And, what I find with the menopausal women, well, let's talk about when it starts. Menopause is officially a year after when you haven't had a cycle for a year. So, and the best time, by the way, this is a big piece of what I want to get out into the world. The healthiest time for a woman to go into menopause is somewhere between 52 and 55, because it means that she can keep her estrogen levels up, and estrogen is cardioprotective and it's protective to the brain. So the fact that women are going into menopause earlier should be of concern to all of us. So I want to try to get women going as late as possible. Now, having said that, let's talk to the woman who hasn't had a cycle in over a year. So your estrogen is at its lowest, your progesterone's at its lowest. So you're going to want to dip in either to the weekly formula that I gave, like a 5-1-1. So 5 days a week, or really 6 days a week, you're focused on estrogen because that is a really big hormone we need to keep up for neurocognition and cardiovascular health. And 1 day a week, you're going to do a progesterone day where you don't fast and you raise glucose. If you know you're struggling with a lot of progesterone loss, you have a lot of anxiety, you're not sleeping, you may do 2 days a week where you are not fasting and the rest of the time you are fasting. Because the tricky part is you need to be able to fast to help estrogen and you need to be able to not fast to help progesterone. So you might try 2 days a week to pacify progesterone and 5 days a week where you are pacifying estrogen. So that's one strategy. Now, I'm going to totally trip you out on a concept that I've been talking about, and I didn't talk about it in the book, so it's really exciting to talk about it here. We do have some evidence that women cycle with the moon. Now, the problem that we have is that we don't all cycle with the moon because blue light is interfering with our hormonal ability to adapt to the moon cycle. But a lot of women cycle with the moon. So what we tell women in our community is at the full moon, think of that as ovulation. Most women, if we didn't have TVs, we didn't have computers, we didn't have light bulbs, we were back in the primal days, I am sure that those women all ovulated at the same time. And it was at the full moon. So in the book, I give this 30-day reset, and I'm encouraging menopausal women to really look at that part of ovulation and time it to the moon, and then we can start to work where there may be a natural rhythm that is occurring. It's a total nuanced kind of geeky thing, but it's fun to think about that we would actually be so connected to the earth and to the moon that way.
If you enjoyed that clip, press here for the full episode. I'll see you over there.
So if you want to lose weight, I really feel like the first thing we've got to look at is when you eat, not what you eat. Coffee may really help one person elongate their fast, and it may actually break the fast.